Sheikh, you mentioned in your talk how Muslims and Christians show respect for each other. And the Quran speaks so highly about Jesus. But what about this verse of the Quran? And then he started to read. And there's pin drop silence in the hall. O you who have faith, do not take the Jews and do not take the Christians as your friends and allies. They're friends and allies of each other. I didn't know how to answer him. I was fishing. And I gave an answer which didn't convince them, the 200 ministers there, because I had not as yet applied proper methodology. It is when I applied proper methodology that I suddenly found that there was far more to this verse than you could find in the tafsir, where they are directing attention to Christians at that time and Jews at that time, this tribe and that tribe and the other tribe. O you who have faith in Allah, do not take the Jews and do not take the Christians as your friends and allies. Is Allah speaking of all Jews and all Christians? To answer that question, we got to go to the whole Quran. And when we go to the rest of the Quran, it becomes very quickly, very clear that Allah could not have been speaking about all Jews and all Christians. Proper methodology saved us from the mistake. Proper methodology. We don't have the time to take you through all those verses. Well then, if Allah is not speaking about all Jews and all Christians, which Jews and which Christians is He speaking about? Now the answer is right there. بَعْدُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. Meaning, do not take such Jews, do not take such Christians as your friends and allies. بَعْدُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ, who themselves are friends and allies of each other. In other words, the Quran is anticipating a moment in time which is to come, when a Jewish-Christian alliance is going to be established. That Jewish-Christian alliance never came into being in Eastern Christianity. No. What used to be Byzantium, what the Quran refers to as Rome, غُلِبَتِ الرُّوم. That Jewish-Christian alliance came into being from Western Christianity, not Eastern Christianity. And that Jewish-Christian alliance gave us Zionism. Christian Zionists and Jewish Zionists. And the military arm of that Christian-Jewish alliance is NATO. The fools in Libya, the absolute fools in Libya, didn't know this verse of the Quran. When they entered in alliance with NATO, their argument was, we can take help from anywhere in the world, even from Satan, to achieve our objective. And they did make an alliance with Satan. And look where they've ended up. And if you make an alliance with them, وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ. You've lost your Islam. Here is a verse of the Quran which we can now understand for the first time in a new way. This is not to say that the meanings which were extracted in the tafsir are invalid, but that was not all. That was not all. The Quran is saying more. So proper methodology gave us a new way of understanding a verse of the Quran, which prohibits Muslims from making friendship and alliance with a Judeo-Christian alliance, which today controls power in every part of the world except that part where Mr. Putin is in charge.